Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame and the Cinnamon Sugar, and we are back for another recap review for Love and Marriage DC. So, in this episode, it started where it left off last time, where the ladies were all together having lunch, dinner, brunch, or something, and Ashley and Winter were kind of going back and forth trying to figure out, where they stand, what is going on, because Winter does not like the energy and the vibes that she's getting from Ashley. And she was telling her, like, I mean, I understand that all you know about me is what my exes have done and the fact that I'm getting divorced and or have gotten divorced, but I am more than that. And I would love for you to get the opportunity to learn who I am. So, it is what it is. And Ashley was in the confessional, like, I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's cool. That is what it is. But, you know, let's move forward. And so Winter wanted everybody to, stop bringing up Kevin, who is the most recent ex, and all of that, because she's like, look, that situation happened. I'm not affiliated with that. Everybody was like, girl, as long as you ain't a scammer, because we don't want to be sitting here at this table and you a scammer, girl. Ain't nobody got time for that. And so she was like, no, I'm definitely not a scammer. I look good. So, I mean, I can move forward. I could be with somebody else. Like, I look good for my age. And I think Irena asked her how old she was. And she said 40. She was like, what? 40? She was like, yeah. She was like, okay, then. I see that. So, they pretty much moved forward. And, they kind of did a toast, and hopefully they will really move forward and learn to get along and not be fighting and, in their feelings and doing a lot. And I mean, Winter wanted her to give people grace, because it's like, this is really your first opportunity getting the chance to meet somebody, and off rip, you just was going in. So I get why she feels the way she does. So we end up seeing Ashley then going in to see DJ Quick's manager, and she wanted to go in and pencil in some time for herself and the kids, because it's getting close to that time and he gonna be booked and busy and doing the most, and she already know how he get. This man has accidents, like literal accidents, vehicular accidents, wrecks, I don't forgot. I don't know. Something that's very, very important in the music community. This is going to be the first time it's actually going to be in Baltimore. And you can tell by them accents that somebody is from somewhere in Maryland. I'm sorry. You can just hear it. So I guess they all from Maryland. But what did I say? Baltimore, Maryland. And, it is what it is. I like the accents. I ain't trying to read nobody's accent. I'm just saying you can just really hear it. It's really thick. At least it's thick to me. And so she said that the other day we're talking a little bit about the car accidents that he's had, and it was a lot. Like, she already knows that this happens like every now and again. And then DJ Quick actually came in, Quicksilver came in and wanted to know what was going on, what they're talking about. And, they already know everything that's coming up. And at this point, whatever he is going to do, he is going to need to book a room, because ain't nobody got time for him to be trying to come home from an event and he is exhausted and he fall asleep at the wheel. One time he had ended up in a wreck, and the wreck was so bad that he had fallen asleep at the wheel, and the truck had just scraped up against something and half the truck was just gone. Like, you can't be that exhausted and trying to drive home after all the work that you just put in. That's a lot. So he was just like, his goal used to be to outwork people, outwork everybody now, so that the following year he will be vacationing everybody. And it's like, I hear you, but you need to still pencil in time with your family. So let's see how that goes, if he's gonna actually be able to do that. So then we end up seeing Irena's mama and her son. I don't want to get his name wrong, but it's a 21-year-old that is blind. We see him. And so his grandmama came in the room and gave him her cell phone, because she wanted the Bluetooth, I guess, the watch to be linked up to her phone. And so Arena came in the room, wanted to know what everybody had going on. And so the grandma was like, I'll just come back later on. So they talking. And there's a program that her son has been very interested in getting into called Doors. And it has everything to do with people who have these particular disabilities that he has, and apparently there was more paperwork that was needed in order for him to, even be considered. So the rest of the paperwork has been submitted, and now they got to hear back from him. And basically, he has already been saying that he don't want to do what his daddy want him to do, which is to be a DJ. That ain't what his life dream is. In his mind, in his daddy's mind, my son is going to be out here doing this, and it's going to make history because he going to be the son of me, this great person, and he blind on top of that. Oh no, yeah, that's going to be good. I feel like that's the way he's envisioning all of this. And I'm just like, child, he ain't here for it. He wants to work for Apple or do something that surpasses Apple. He lives for Apple products. And apparently he's really great at what he does when he's fixing stuff and doing stuff, despite the fact that he is blind. Now, he wants to be able to be independent. He does not want to have to sit up there and always depend on his family for everything. He can't drive, that's understandable. There are certain things he will probably never be able to do, which of course is drive. He can't do a lot of stuff by himself, but he's trying to be as independent as he can. So I can't do nothing but respect him for that. He wants to be different. He don't want to sit up there and do what his daddy did just because his daddy did it. And that's where a lot of people get it mixed up and messed up, where you think, oh, let me live vicariously through my child, or I want my child to do exactly what I did. And then you push for it so hard that they feel like that's what they have to do. And I'm like, they are not living. They are not enjoying it. Like, that's not the way to be. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, we end up seeing Winter and Irena meet up, and they're talking, and, it kind of talked a little bit about Ashley, and Winter was kind of like, girl, why are we talking about this? So eventually they got into a different conversation that I was like, oh, excuse me, I wasn't expecting that to be the conversation. But she let everybody know, let her know that, she needs some help in the bedroom. They need some help in the bedroom. Their sex life ain't what it need to be and what it used to be and all of that. And so she was like, well, I have a sex therapist friend. Can I actually refer you? Like, she was excited about it. And she was like, sure. And so she was just like, the things that we used to do, we're not doing them anymore. And that she has a lower sex drive than what she used to have. And her husband's sex drive is still ridiculously high. I'm trying to understand what is going on. How old is she? Because women's sex drives, ours don't, diminish terribly bad like that until like a good little while after our 40s. So I don't know what she got going on. And then she was talking about how the cheating and all that stuff happened. And we already know they both admitted to it after everything came out at that vegan dinner party. But she sat up there and was like, oh, well, I feel like it was my fault. And I'm just like, girl, what you said in comparison to what he did, it ain't adding up. The math ain't math. How you gonna sit up here and tell me that after he was not answering phone calls, not present, working so much, drinking, and actually out here finding bopping, could have been risking your livelihood, your life, by bringing home diseases? How does that equate to you reaching out to somebody saying, hey, how you doing? And that was it. You wasn't doing nothing. You didn't catch no feelings for these people. These people, you were literally saying good morning and hello to these people. And that was it. He was out here having sex with other people. Oh, okay. But anyway, in her mind, she felt like that might have been her fault and all this. A girl bye. So anyway, I don't see nothing wrong with them going to a sex therapist, because at this point, I'm just like, from what she already said, I'm just like, I am very worried, because how you going to sit up here and say his sex drive all the way up here and yours down here, but not realize that he is a big part of that problem? Because why is it that he's not doing what he's supposed to do to get you in the mood? Ain't no foreplay going on. Ain't nothing going on no more. And it used to be on and popping back in the day, but it's not anymore. A lot of people don't understand. If you ain't doing something to get somebody in the mood, like if I'm tired, like I could be tired in my spirit. I could be exhausted. But if you get me in the mood and do what you need to do, I'm ready to go. As if I had not done nothing that day. Like I had a amazing night's rest. Just saying. I'm just saying he's doing himself a disservice at this point, because if he had revved her up and warmed her up, he could have been getting more. But anyway, so then we end up seeing Irena in the kitchen at her house, and we know she don't cook, but she over here trying to do a seafood boil When then she had to call her mama because she wasn't even chopping the onions up the way she was supposed to. So anyway, she tried to do a seafood boil. Her mama in there, and she put the seasoning in the pot. This heifer spraying like Pam or something. In her mama looked at her sideways like, "Ma'am, what?" And she was like, "Oh, I think it's gonna add a different type of flavor to it." And even when it was being served, her husband and them was like, "Where the butter at though?" So everybody plate is filled up, and like this is supposed to actually kind of serve as a part of a buffer so that the son can let him know, "I don't want to do what you want me to do. I'm not trying to follow in your footsteps. I want to go to school." Because essentially this place is going to, help him with that as well. He wants to go to school and he want to do all of this stuff because the money is in tech. Now, we find out that Irena has a child that she had before she had gotten with him from a previous relationship, and she came over to the house. So the conversations were happening, and even though he told his mama that he kind of wanted her to tell him that he is not interested in DJing, he was, grown about it, and he told his daddy he didn't want to do that, and he want to go to school and all. But and then it's like I already knew how the reaction was gonna be, and I hate it. I was hoping that he was gonna prove me wrong, but he proved me all the way right. So after he told him that he wanted to go to school and he wanted to do all of this stuff dealing with technology and work for Apple someday, he was like, "Look, I got a friend right now who is about to have a DJ situation set up in no time. In meantime, your paperwork, all that stuff hadn't gone through right. They still haven't made a decision right. So in the meantime, you could be doing that." And it's like, somebody can like music all day. I don't understand why you saying, like, he consistently says, "Oh, he loved music," but what they got to do with him actually wanting to DJ? He never said, "Oh, I want to DJ." So I'm like, why do you keep saying all of this? Like, that's supposed to mean something. Oh, excuse me, I'm trying to get some of the red in there. So anyway, but yeah, he over here telling us, "Oh, that's fine that you want to go to school or whatever," but what about, like, you could just tell he just had an attitude in his voice. You could tell he was disappointed. And the son was just like, "I want to be able to do stuff on my own. I want to get up out of this house." Like, he wants to be independent. He wants to be able to live outside of y'all and not have y'all sit up there and do every little thing for him. And it's crazy because the oldest daughter was like, it's crazy that y'all are having this conversation because for me, I ain't even been living in my truth. I ain't been doing the stuff I wanted to do. I just did whatever it is that y'all wanted me to do to make sure that y'all didn't have a problem. I just wanted to make y'all proud by doing what y'all wanted me to do. So at this point, the heifer don't even know what she want to do. I was like, oh my gosh. Girl, how you don't even know what it is, what your purpose in life is supposed to be? Because apparently for him, even though he found out later on in life, that was his purpose. We all are not going to find out what we're supposed to do by the time we're 16 years old, by the time it's time for us to graduate from high school. Because I know when I graduated from high school, I had no idea what it is I was supposed to do in my life. I had no idea what my purpose was supposed to be, but I know what it is now. I'm not living in it right now. I'm kind of glad that I'm not. And I'm telling y'all, everything happens for a reason. Everything happened for a reason because if COVID had hit while I was doing what I had been doing, I don't know. I have been in too close of contact with people, and I have to be like hands on. It's too much that I had to do. I don't know. That might have scarred me a little bit. That might have scarred me because I had to lay eyes on these people. I had to look at these people. I had to look at the children. I had to go through these people's houses. So I literally had to touch, I probably would have had to put on gloves, but still, like, I already was doing the most when I was out there in them streets. I already had cans of Lysol, cans of Clorox spray, and wipes in my car. That's why I keep trying to tell people, COVID, that didn't mean nothing to me because I was already on that type of time long before that. I've always been that type of person. I was like that since I was a child. I can't stand somebody sneeze. I don't care if it's an allergy. You get it sprayed. I used to spray my folks down. I did not play. So yeah, y'all, it's just a lot. If that's not what you want to do, you can't sit up there and try to force somebody to do it. They're not going to be happy. So anyway, Quicksilver, Ashley, Irena, and Jamie all linked up, and I guess they were like doing double dates. And so they talking and ended up talking about how everything went down between Winter and Ashley, and the fact that they had a one-on-one. And so she was like, look, I mean, I understand I ain't everybody's cup of tea, had that same conversation over and over again about all of that. And then within the conversation, she let him know that, she brought up a sex therapist. And so yet again, Jamie feels like he's caught off guard. It's like, girl, why are you telling people our business? I'm just like, sir, that's not how this is supposed to work. Like, somebody should know, because as vocal as she is, I find it hard to believe that she hasn't been vocal with you and communicating with you the needs that she has and the things that she wants you to do. So the fact that she stepped outside of y'all's relationship and said something to somebody because she wanted to get help, and you mad about it? Like, what? Come on now. Anyway, be glad that she cares enough and still is interested enough in you to want to do that, so that that particular part of the marriage can be saved and salvaged. But anyway, he feels some type of way about it. And it's to the point where Quicksilver was like, dang, it ain't that bad, is that y'all gotta get a sex therapist in there? How many times do y'all have sex like that? What is going on? I was like, child, heard some things about, certain sexual acts that don't happen no more. Apparently he don't do, like I said earlier, he don't do the things he used to do that would rev her up. And I'm like, again, that's your fault. That's your fault. Now there are some people, I ain't gonna sit up here and make it seem like it's all about one thing happening or whatever. There are some people, they will look at you doing absolutely nothing. Like, I know y'all have seen some of these little TikToks and all these videos that people have made where they will sit there, they wife, girlfriend, or whatever, just be sitting there looking like they just cleaned the house and they taking a break and look bummish, if you will, just reading a book, eating an apple, and the husband that got his entire life. I mean, it just is what it is. I have seen somebody making a bed, and I was like, ooh, wait a minute. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. I'm just saying, it's real. It is real out here in these streets. So, gotta do something. But anyway, moving right along. Chris and Monique have returned from their trip to Africa. And as I've already told y'all over and over again, I saw when they have gone live and they put up videos and footage on Monique's Instagram page showing, parts of it. And I love it. I would love to go someday. I told y'all my friend went recently, definitely with his brother. I don't think he went with his wife because they have a young son. I don't think they all went. At some point, hopefully they will all go. If they did, he didn't feature them, which that couldn't have been the case because my friend don't play by his wife and his child. So I'm pretty sure he would have taken pictures of them too. So I only saw him and one of his brothers. So I think that the only two that went were just the two of them. But anyway, it looks amazing. I do want to go, and my parents are not here for any international traveling. So if I ever go somewhere, I might have to tell them after I've returned alive, because at this point, they would probably try to talk me out of and be like, you're going to end up dead. Da, 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 da. I'm trying to tell y'all this type of parents I have. I love them, but I'm just like, I'm not trying to live in fear of everything my entire life. Well, for the rest of my life, let me put it like that, because that's kind of why I've lived in fear before a little bit. Anyway, so then we, like I said, they have gotten back. They're unpacking things. They have nice masks and other little trinkets and gifts that they've gotten as souvenirs for other people that they're going to have to mail off or drop by people's houses. And they're basically talking about how the communication ain't what it need to be. And, everything is not what it needs to be. We already know that there's an intimacy issue where they're friends, but the intimacy and all that stuff is not where it used to be. And it's like he'll listen, he'll hear what he want to hear and do what he want to do, and it's surface. She's telling him in this moment, everything is surface. When I'm trying to go deep with you, I'm trying to delve deep into something, and you won't go there. We're trying to have this spiritual journey, but you're never going there with me. And I don't understand what it is. I want to get there. I want to get there on this journey with you, but you're not allowing me to get in and to be there and to just have these moments with you. And I don't understand what I can do. It just gets to a point where Monique just stopped talking, because it's like he changed the subject It was like, well, how your mama doing or something? Asked about her mama. She ain't say nothing. Is your mama ready to go yet or something? And she was like, I don't know, I guess, or whatever. It was just to the point where production stepped in. He walked out of the room and he was like, I mean, well, guys, I guess we done filming this scene. Guess we're wrapping up early. He trying to talk to, production. They looking like, okay, what in the world y'all got going on? And she was just like, look, I ain't got time. But anyway, that's all it is, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thumbs up this video. Subscribe if you want to. I'll see y'all later.